Please come in.
May I come in, sir?
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
sir.
Abhinav Siwach. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
How are you, Abhinav?
Sir, I am good, sir.
How are you feeling?
I am feeling good, sir. Thank you.
Good, confident?
Yes, sir.
I noticed you've been changing jobs very frequently.
Sir,
What is the guarantee you'll stick to the civil services if you come in at the highest level?
sir, from my limited exposure working earlier as a Naib Tehsildar with the Revenue Department in the government of Haryana and as a Danix probationer undergoing training, sir, I believe that it is offering me the scale and scope to work and to impact the lives of people. Also, sir, in the long run, I believe that it will also give me the opportunity to work across different sectors and that too at different levels in the initial stages as in role of execution and then role of policy formulation. So I believe, sir, that my personal and professional goals would be met with the civil services.
You chose to do B.Tech, then you did the postgraduate diploma in management.
Yes, sir.
You chosen a different line. Suddenly you want to change it.
Sir, both the educations, first a bachelor's in technology and then a PGDM or an MBA in management, I think both of them would add to my current role as a civil servant. And I believe that yes, technically it may be different from
This is a tougher route, no? To first you qualify for the engineering admission.
Yes, sir.
Then put in a lot of effort in engineering degree.
Yes, sir.
Then you do an MBA.
Yes, sir.
You could have easily done MA history and qualified for this.
Sir. Sir, it has happened gradually, sir. During my graduation, I interned with Royal Bank of Scotland, and there, after interacting with people who've done MBA, I thought that I should do MBA. And sir, during my MBA, I wanted to work in two sectors, sir: management consulting and investment banking. I worked in both the sectors, sir. I liked the sectors. And there, sir, I discovered that civil services as a job, the work profile would give me many other things which I may not be getting in my job as an investment banker or a management consultant. So I made a conscious decision to quit them and apply for the civil services.
I understand in some states civil servants get a higher dowry than other services. Am I right?
Sorry, sir, I have not come across any empirical evidence for this.
I understand there is a particular figure for the IAS and the IPS and the state service.
Sir.
Okay, now you've been working in Danix.
Some communities, not in his community.
Some states I said. I didn't say his state or any state.
No, state
नहीं, इनकी स्टेट में तो लड़कियों की कमी है इनके स्टेट में लड़कियों की कमी है ये तो बिहार से और झारखंड से शादी करके ला रहे हैं बहुत सारे लोग
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
नहीं हाँ anyway you've been working in the Danix now for some time as a probationer
Yes,
in
sir.
Delhi and you are witness to the ongoing saga of the Delhi administration coming to a standstill
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
because of a conflict going on.
Yes, sir.
Would you like to analyze it for us?
Yes, sir.
What is going on and what should be done?
Sir, answering the first question regarding the analysis, sir, the focal points of disturbance in Delhi administration are, sir, firstly, the limited clarity with respect to the jurisdiction and the administrative, executive and legislative powers of the elected government vis-a-vis the Honorable Lieutenant Governor. Secondly, sir, there is also some kind of clarity on who exercises which powers, and this has also led to tussle between the elected government and the Honorable LG. Sir, answering the second question with respect to what can be done to solve this problem, sir, firstly, there has been some clarity which has been provided by the Government of NCT Act 2021 regarding the jurisdiction and role of the elected government and Honorable LG. Secondly, sir, certain matters which are pending with respect to the Honorable High Court, the matter of services, the verdict would come in some time, so that would also be settled. Thirdly, sir, there needs to be harmonious work and there needs to be collaborative federalism between the elected government and the central government, and the LG, Honorable LG is the representative of central government, to ensure that administrative efficiency and public service delivery is ensured without creating disruptions for the general public.
Who is at fault?
Sir, no one is at fault. It is just that, sir, there are certain grey areas and those grey areas, and the confusion is regarding those grey areas only. So Article 239AA of the Constitution says that the Honorable LG is bound by the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers, except in areas where he or she may act as per his own discretion. So the Honorable Supreme Court in the 2018 judgment has said on this that any matter does not mean every matter. So the Honorable LG should act as per his discretion on certain matters, not every matters. And the Honorable LG is bound by the aid and advice of the government. So then the Government of NCTD Act has now meant that the government in Delhi would mean the Honorable Lieutenant Governor. So sir, the Honorable Lieutenant Governor is the executive head of the state, and the elected government should also take cognizance of this, and they should work simultaneously.
What happened to the election of mayor? That has been delayed and postponed twice.
Yes, sir. Sir, as per Section 3 of the Delhi Municipal Corporation Act, so there are 10 aldermen which have to be appointed by the administrator. The administrator in the case of Delhi is the Honorable LG. Now, sir, there is again confusion or points of dissonance between the elected government and the LG as to if the Honorable LG is empowered to appoint those 10 aldermen. So, sir, there are disruptions because of those appointments, and the mayoral elections have been delayed.
Okay, let's go to a lighter side. You like to analyze performance of Bollywood movies.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which one you saw recently?
Sir, Pathan movie.
Please analyze.
Sir, there are many metrics available to analyze the performance of the movie. The one that I use is this Bollywood box office collections. And because sir, I feel it is a more objective way to assess. Sir, with respect to collections, this is the 7th day of release of the movie. 6 days have passed, and the movie has garnered around 296 crores in the domestic market. And sir, it is one of the fastest movies to cross 300 crores, and it will cross 300 crores today. Other movies, sir, Bahubali 2 took 10 days to cross the 300 crore limit. Dangal again took 11-12 days. So it will cross the 300 crore limit in just 6-7 days. Secondly, sir, it is also seen that here in this movie, the word of mouth or the social marketing has.
But you don't comment on the quality of the movie. You only talk about the collections at the box office.
I comment on the quality of the movie also, sir. But my major criteria was collections because it's an objective parameter. Sir, with respect to quality of the movie, it is a spy thriller. The story is well written, and the acting which has been done by the leading actor Mr. Shah Rukh Khan and the leading actress Mrs. Deepika Padukone, that's also up to the mark. Sir, the lyrics and the songs have also been beautifully crafted, and the way they've been.
There was some controversy before the movie was released. Some
Yes,
people
sir.
wanted banned. Some people said certain portions should be cut and all.
Yes, sir.
What is your opinion after seeing the movie?
Sir, though there is freedom of speech and expression as per Article 19(1)(a), there are reasonable restrictions to it. And sir, the objections that were raised were looked by the Central Board of Film Certification (CBFC), and necessary cuts have been made. So personally, I believe that it did not hurt me, but if there was some problem raised by certain sections, then sir, CBFC was the statutory authority to look into that.
Well, it's happening very frequently. Some movie or the other is always objected to by people.
Yes, sir.
Some section or the other.
Yes, sir.
Can we let all these people say whatever they like, and then go to the cinema, go to the courts and ask for banning movies and all?
Sir, yes, sir. There is freedom of speech and expression, but sir, that should also be exercised with reasonable care, and that should not cause disruption to the general public. If there are appropriate mechanisms or channels through which sir grievances are raised, then sir they should be allowed to raise. But sir, if there is some public disruption like blocking roads or not letting people enter the theatres, then that would amount to public nuisance, and that should be stopped as per the relevant provisions of CRPC.
Okay, now tell me, it is said that the introduction of GST
Yes, sir.
has deprived the states of their fiscal autonomy.
Yes,
Your
sir.
comment?
Yes, sir. Sir, the divisible pool of taxes as well as the goods on which the states could levy the earlier state VAT value added tax, that has reduced. And now, sir, as per report by RBI, the states are dependent for 50% of their revenue on the central government. This includes GST and this includes other share from the divisible pool of taxes. But sir, for the nation, it is a form of pooled sovereignty where The country as a whole has.
Okay, right. What are the rates of GST at the moment?
So there are multiple rates: 0%, 2.5%, 5%, 12%, and 18%, and 28% also.
You think having 4 rates is okay, or should we have a composite rate?
Sir, we should not have a composite rate. 4 rates are okay, but the multiplicity of slabs should be reduced to ensure that there is ease of doing business, and simplification is there for the small traders or small businessman.
What is the collection of GST at the moment?
Sir, currently, sir, currently
Monthly.
for monthly it has exceeded, sir. It was 1.54 lakh crores, and sir,
Okay, thank you.
thank you, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Abhinav,
Sir,
tell me what Hisar is famous for?
sir, Hisar is famous for, firstly, sir, the fort of Firoz Shah Tughlaq and the fort that he had built for his wife Gujri Mahal. Secondly, sir, there is Agroha, which is 30 kilometers from Hisar. That is believed to be the kingdom of the Agar kingdom. Thirdly, sir, there is Chaudhry Charan Singh Haryana Agricultural University, which is the largest university in Asia. And fourthly, sir, there is Jhansi, which has fort of ruins of the fort of Prithviraj Chauhan, as well as Jaina and Buddhist sites can be seen.
Good. Some freedom struggle personality was also belonging to that place. Lala Lajpat Rai.
Yes, sir, Lala Lajpat Rai.
So your option is sociology.
Yes, sir.
There is a book, title is Family is Anti-Social Institution.
Sir.
What's your opinion about this statement?
Sir, certain feminist scholars, they say that family is an institution which is used to propagate the mainstream views or to propagate patriarchy in the society. Female have been assigned their reproductive role, and the productive role is taken, they're not given the productive role. So economically they have to depend on the male partner to give them sustenance, and the child bearing, child rearing, child care is being given to them. This is one view, sir.
That is one view. I asked your view. Is it your view also?
Sir, no, sir, this is not my view.
What is your view?
Sir, my view is that, sir, in the contemporary family, there has been changes in the traditional organization. The division of labor between male and female partners has changed. So it is no longer propagating the mainstream or the patriarchal views. There is equality of both the sexes that has come up.
So that it means feminism has been accepted. Feminism means equality of gender, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Some views of a feminist school of thought have been accepted, and it is changing for the better.
So there is a bias on the basis of sex.
Currently, it is there to some extent, but sir, in the contemporary families,
But there are some biases which are based on the gender.
sir.
Which are those which are based on the gender?
Sir, the biases are that these are the common biases which people have, is that, sir, female are the weaker sex, they can't do the hunting role or other role. Secondly, sir, the other bias is that female are not well equipped to be a part of the labor market or labor force, their productivity is less. But sir, these are just the biases and perceptions. There is no evidence behind this, and this is not the case in the contemporary world also.
Okay. I'll give you a small situation to you.
Sir.
There are 3 children
Sir.
and there is one flute.
Sir.
One of the child, this flute has been made by one of the children.
Sir.
The one who has made it
Sir.
doesn't know how to play it.
Sir.
But there is the second child who he knows how to play it, but
Sir.
he doesn't know how to make it.
Sir.
There is a third child who is from a weaker section, and this child doesn't know how to make it and doesn't know how to play it.
Sir.
So now this third child says that this flute should be given to him because he doesn't have a toy. And second child says that because he only can play it, it should be given to him.
Sir.
It is of no use to others. First child says that I have made it, so it should belong to me.
Sir.
if flute is a resource
Sir.
and you are the judge and they come to you, to whom would you like to give it?
Sir, I would want to have certain additional information about this before I am able to answer the question. Sir, is it any particular time for which we need to give the flute to the 3 children, or is it
I have
mutual?
told you, it is if flute is a resource.
Sir.
Further clarification we want, assume you are the finance minister
Sir.
and flute is a financial resources in the country.
Sir.
It is a budget.
Yes, sir.
And these are the 3 types of situations to whom you have to give it. To whom would you like to?
Sir, I would go for sharing of the resource or sharing of flute between the 3 children, and that can be done for a temporal basis.
What does
like-
it mean actually?
Sir, like
in
if
terms of governance, what does it mean?
Sir, we can share the resource. Certain states or certain individuals who do not have the appropriate tax revenues or who do not have the appropriate financial muscle, other states or other individuals who have the appropriate financial prowess, they can share the tax
Okay.
revenue.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
Now, you're from Haryana,
Sir,
which produces some of the best athletes in the country.
yes, sir.
How and why?
Sir. So firstly, there has been a tradition of sports in Haryana, and this started with the akhadas and the dangal systems. And so this was also substantiated by the village festival. So whenever there was a village festival, there used to be sports events and sports competition. Secondly, sir, in the present times, the state of Haryana, with its sports policy, incentivized sports people to play and bring laurels for the country. This included giving cash compensation, 1 crore rupees to say Commonwealth Games gold medalists, etc. And they were also awarded the post of Deputy Superintendent of Police or other posts. So that is another thing. Thirdly, sir, because of food affluence and abundance of rice, wheat and other sources of protein, the nutrition was also better and there was no dearth of nutrition. So that also was one of the tailwinds.
Okay. Now, will you throw some light on Panchayati Raj system in your state?
Sir. Sir, it was instituted as per the 73rd Amendment Act, and now, sir, there are around 6,500 panchayats in the state of Haryana. Almost every district has a panchayat, and panchayats are now working with the district administration for the delegated subjects. 29 delegated subjects are there. They're now working with them. And sir, a contemporary development with respect to panchayats is that now female sarpanches have also started coming up because of the reservation that has been provided to them constitutionally, and there has also been representation to the to the scheduled caste in the state of Haryana as well as the other backward caste. So this is a progressive trend that we are seeing in the Panchayati Raj system.
Okay. You studied electronics and communication engineering.
Yes, sir.
How will you apply this domain knowledge in civil services? I mean, you get into one of the services, how will you use it?
Sir, with respect to the domain knowledge, it can be applied in multiple ways, sir. Firstly, specifically, there are various initiatives of the government, smart city projects or other IT and ITES enabled projects. For instance, sir, currently I am working with South Delhi district. So, sir, there is digitization of land records that is being done. Various services, various revenue courts are being held online. That is another aspect, sir. Thirdly, sir, there's a token-based system and services have been made faceless. The MLO, the licenses have been made faceless. So these are some of the examples of interventions which can be done using electronics. And sir, with respect to communications, there are emerging technologies such as Li-Fi, light fidelity, which can improve the speed of communication and efficiency. So various files can be moved through e-office and they can be moved at a faster rate. So these are some of the interventions.
Okay. Sociology is your optional subject.
Sir.
Now, have you come across the term political sociology?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Sir, it is a school of sociology which presents a combination of sociology and political science, where the discipline of political science is looked at from sociological point of view. Various scholars such as Karl Marx was one of the initial scholars who looked at the quest for acquiring political power from a social point of view. And his view was that the ones who own the economic forces of production, they are the ones who control power, and the others who do not have control over the forces of production, they are the ones who are powerless and they are subjugated. Now, sir, in the present context, sir, various scholars such as Michel Foucault, they say that there are various institutions. Those institutions command power, and sir, there have been other scholars also, such as Weber, who say that power is a zero-sum game. Some people exercise power at the expense of others. So, sir, there are multiple views.
Have you heard of Quad?
Yes, sir.
What is its role and relevance?
Sir, it is a grouping of nations which have a common objective of free, inclusive and open Pacific Ocean. Secondly, sir, there is some economic cooperation also that is being seen between the nations India, Japan, Australia and US. Thirdly, sir, though it is only a grouping, but there are joint exercises also that the four countries foresee to have. And fourthly, sir, it is in a way an initiative to restrain the rise of China, particularly in the Indo-Pacific region.
Abhinav, you know, in Quad,
Sir.
some of the members hold divergent views
Yes, sir.
on
Yes,
matters of international importance.
Sir. Yes, sir.
So, how do we function then?
Yes, sir. India and Australia have divergent views with respect to economic cooperation with China. Japan also has. Japan and India have around $15 trillion trade, whereas Japan China is $350 billion trade. So there are divergent views, but the common agenda to have a free, inclusive and open Pacific Ocean, as well as to strategically counter China, is one of the forces that is bringing them together.
You mentioned Japan.
Sir.
Now, Japan is beefing up its defense, you know.
Yes, sir.
Why are they doing it now?
So because of the because of the dominance of China, sir, in the southern Pacific.
So China is a threat to them?
Yes, sir, China is a threat to them, and it will continue to be a threat to them.
So that's why they're making this change in their defense policy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me why SARC has not taken off?
Sir. Sir, the multiple reasons for this. First is that, sir, India and the two prominent members, India and Pakistan, have not come to a common ground because of Pakistan's violation of ceasefire and other activities. Secondly, sir, with respect to other nations, India's cooperation with other nations is being seen to be a big brotherly attitude that is not being seen in the right spirit. Thirdly, sir, there have been limited meetings of SARC since its inception, and BIMSTEC has had more progress compared to SARC. So various initiatives such as SARC satellite, they have not seen the light of, they have not been as effective, or they have not grown at a major, they have not been very fast. So these are some of the issues.
Abhinav, my last question to you.
Sir.
You know, for our Republic Day parade,
Yes, sir.
why did we invite a general? You know, he's like a dictator, you know,
Yes.
in his country, Egypt. He came to power, as you know, how he did. And we invited him as our guest of honor.
Yes, sir.
Why did you do that?
Yes, sir. There was a coup through which General
Yes.
came to power,
General
and
Sisi, yes.
Sisi
El-Sisi,
and
yeah.
Abdul Fattah Sisi, and he
Yes.
is currently the president of Egypt. Sir, he was invited primarily because of the civilizational ties that we have with Egypt, and the four focal areas of cooperation that we've currently identified, which is political, defense and strategic cooperation, academic and research cooperation. Thirdly, sir, the cultural and people.
What kind of academic and research cooperation we have with Egypt?
So currently we're planning to have our universities over there, have students from Egypt to study at various institutes of engineering and management. Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you, Abhinav.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Abhinav,
Sir.
you have some links with cricket. Do you still watch cricket, take interest in cricket?
Sir, I played state level under 14 tournament.
What about football also you play?
No, sir. Football.
You take interest in football?
Sorry, sir.
Do you have any idea what happened in Qatar? Did you see anything?
Sorry, sir. I
You
don't
have
follow
no idea.
football.
All right. So, you tell me, in cricket, is everything all right? So much of marketing is taking place. We are making another IPL for women, but our performance is not very good.
Sir, there has been, sir, it has led to IPL has led to greater opportunities for the sports player to showcase their talent. Sir, earlier there were limited ventures available to players.
But betting is taking place, match fixing, subverting the Lodha committee report, nationalism through cricket. Is all these things, sports and politics coming together, is this correct?
Sir, this is not in the right spirit, and there should be mechanisms which should.
So what can be done?
Sir, we can follow the recommendations of the Lodha committee, and
But
sir,
they have been subverted. No one is following it.
sir, there can be a strict enforcement of the.
Who will do it?
Sir, the
Supreme
BC
Court is also helpless in front of these board tricks they are playing.
Sir, action has been taken with respect to betting, match fixing, and related activities. Though there needs to be more enforcement, and BCCI should take up the mettle to have.
All right, all right. Now, you also live in Delhi.
Yes, sir.
During the MCD election,
Sir.
did you read reports that voting in the posh areas,
Yes, sir.
South Delhi,
Yes, sir.
Central New Delhi, are going down?
Yes, sir.
People are not coming out to vote.
Sir.
What can be done?
Sir, we have. Sir, in fact, I was attached with the worthy returning officer for AC 45, which is Mehroli.
Tell me, what can be done?
Sir, firstly, we have sweep activities, strengthening voters' education and electoral participation program. They can be streamlined, and we can have more budgetary expenditure on sweep to reach out to all the people, whether in urban localities or rural localities. Secondly, sir, we can have a dialogue with the RWAs.
People who are so well educated, they are sitting at the top of the bureaucracy, they are the richest businessmen, in BMW they travel. You think they are not aware of all these things?
Sir, we can have a tie-up.
What is the reason?
Sir, first is the hassles that they think they'll have in going to the polling location, standing in the queue, and this will waste around 30 to 45 minutes of their time. Second is that, sir, they.
Okay, last question I'll ask you. We have been putting so much pressure on China, banning app,
Yes, sir.
trying to substitute import, join Quad. Nothing seems to be working. They are still there. They are saying we will not move out of this territory. What can be done?
Sir, India's relation with China is marked by competition, cooperation, and conflict, 3 C's. We need to compete on certain areas, and we need to cooperate on certain areas. And sir, the honorable.
We still need to cooperate with them.
Sir, with respect to economic cooperation, we have imports of APIs from them.
No, what can be done to get the Chinese off our back?
Sir.
They are sitting on our territory. What should we do?
Sir, we should beef up the border infrastructure to develop more contacts with the locals. Secondly, sir, we should beef up the force and the personnel on the border areas. Thirdly, sir, diplomatically we are engaging with partners through Quad and other mechanisms to ensure that China is being taken care of.
Okay, last question I ask you. Do you think this LSE
Sir,
is now bound to become LOC?
sorry sir, I did not get the question.
Will the LSE,
Yes,
you
sir.
understand LSE?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Will it become LOC? You understand LOC?
Yes sir.
Firing,
Okay.
ceasefire,
Yes sir.
violation, will it become?
Sir, it may not become LOC because India recently, the clashes that have happened in Arunachal Pradesh and the way the Chinese soldiers have been moved back, so such a strong response by the Indian army is a deterrence for China not to engage in this kind of activities.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Abhinav, wait for 2 minutes, we'll call you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.